Over the past year, I spent $1,000 aboard Royal Caribbean ships. Now, I played in their Club Royale casino and earned myself discounted casino offers as well as casino matches with other cruises. And I ended up saving over $7,000 for the 12-month period. So make sure you check out my video that lays out exactly what I played, what I gambled, and what I earned. But now that I look back on it and I've had some time to reflect about it, would I change what I did when I started? Absolutely. When I stepped on board that Icon of the Seas ship in February of 2025, I honestly had no idea what I was doing in the casino, and I made some pretty big mistakes. And one of them was not actually knowing what to do with the Rack Up the Rewards flyer that sits on the casino host desk. Now, you see, when I played on the Icon of the Seas, I brought $400 on board and I ended up earning 410 points, which was just a little under a dollar per point, which is great. Now, there are a lot of people that get points for a lot less and a lot more, but I thought that was pretty darn fantastic. But I knew nothing about the casino program. I was just hoping that what I would get in the post-cruise casino marketing offer program, and I absolutely did. And I started getting some pretty decent offers, which allowed me to book the Wonder of the Seas for 4 nights and then 5 nights and 4 nights on the Freedom of the Seas. However, I completely ignored that Rack Up the Rewards flyer, which told me that since I got 400 points, if I had put down a $200 deposit on a next cruise booking, I would have gotten a certificate for a free interior cabin. So I don't know what I was thinking, why I just didn't ask somebody what that meant. The hard part is that you're so used to people scamming you sometimes that you don't even think that these things can be real. And the same with I received a flyer in my cabin for $500 off a cruise, and I just kind of brushed it off. I didn't even read the fine print, and I probably could have done something great with that if I'd taken the time to figure it out. So not only did I ignore that instant reward certificate, but I also didn't cash out my 400 points for free play. Now, my understanding that it is either or, that you can either use your 400 points towards getting that instant certificate when you book your next cruise offer, or you can get your free play. Now, there are occasions that you can redeem your rewards points for onboard compensation or onboard credit. I don't know at what point level that starts at because I've never inquired, and I'm sure that at my level, I never had enough. But that was kind of one big mistake that I made when I was on the Icon of the Seas or after I sailed, was I never decided to investigate the flyer. And most people, that flyer is really what they're after. They're usually after trying to earn enough points per cruise to get the instant certificates or other bonus rewards off of the flyer. And I will pop up a version of what I had on my last sailing on the Freedom of the Seas, so you can see what I'm talking about. Now, on the Wonder of the Seas, I was on board that ship for 4 nights and I brought $300 to play, and I ended up getting 210 points. Now, honestly, if I had to do it again, I would not have gambled on the Wonder of the Seas at all. Now, I know that technically you need to be gambling enough to earn a minimum of 200 points to stay in the post-cruise casino marketing offer program, but I already had 2 cruises booked already on the post-cruise casino marketing offers on the Freedom of the Seas. So I knew that I would be gambling again, and they weren't going to take away the cruises that I had already booked. So it wouldn't have hurt anything if I didn't gamble on the Wonder of the Seas. What I should have done was save my money up and combined it with my money on the Freedom of the Seas and gambled all of that on my last sailing, because that was another disaster. And honestly, on the Freedom of the Seas, I was really sick on that cruise and I wasn't thinking straight. And I was sailing with a cruise buddy. So I did have to be conscious of their schedule, and I didn't have time to just hang out in the casino. So what I should have done was taken my $300 from Wonder of the Seas and combined it with the $300 I had for the Freedom of the Seas and played that $600 in the casino all on my last 4-night sailing. And then that should have gotten me enough points not only to be above the 200 minimum, but hopefully it should have gotten me above the 400 that I had earned on the Icon of the Seas. Because remember, the way the points work for qualifying for offers, they're based on your last cruise basis. So it doesn't matter how many times you have gambled before, it goes based on your last cruise. So even if you have gambled and gotten 5,000 points on a prior cruise, when you go back on board and gamble in the casino and swipe your SeaPass card and you're earning points, that cruise is what determines your offers that you're going to get from the marketing department going forward. So just keep that in mind. Don't go on a cruise and earn 5,000 points and then 2 cruises later go on and only earn 200 points. And for goodness sake, don't do what I do and go on a cruise and only earn 70 points, because then you're going to lose your marketing offers altogether. And it doesn't matter like what tier credit level that you're at, and I will throw up the tier credit level flyer to show you what I mean. So it doesn't matter if you're prime. If you go on a cruise and you gamble and you earn under 200 points, you're going to lose your promo offers. Simple as that. They are kind of two different things. Now, all in all, if I had to do it all over again from the start, I probably would go for prime on the Icon of the Seas. And I would have spent all of my money gambling at that one time for what I had allocated for the year. But hear me out. And this is why I would do it. Because even though I'm not a big advocate for prime, and really I'm not, because people are so fixated on the free drinks in the casino. And I don't care about that because I don't drink. I don't care about like the piddly little discounts that they give you. Those are all smoke and mirrors. What I care about is what the discounts that they're going to give me, and also the offers that I'm going to receive. So if I would have gone on board and I would have spent all of my money and I would have gotten, say, I probably would have aimed for 3,000 points and not just 2,500. Because when you look at the rack up the rewards flyer, there is no 2,500 point level on the flyer. It's either 2,000 or 3,000. And the 3,000 level definitely has a step above the 2,000 level for the cruises that it offers. Now, if you just scan the QR code in the photo of the flyer that I'm showing, it will actually take you to a link of the cruises that are available for each level that is on this flyer. Now, they do update this from sailing to sailing, from ship to ship. So don't take this as, oh, I'm going to go on my cruise and this is what's going to be available. No, you need to check the flyer. When you walk in the casino, that's the first thing you're going to do. Do not pass go. Do not insert $200. Just go to the casino host desk and take a photo of the flyer, and then also scan the QR code and see what's available for the points level, and then make your determination on what level you're going to go for. So I would have pulled all my money and I would have tried for 3,000 points. Now that would have got me an ocean view stateroom or balcony stateroom on selected sailings and $250 in free play. So that would have been pretty fantastic. I would have gotten $250 back on my next sailing in order to attempt to win more in the casino. Now remember, you don't get points on free play, so you just be mindful that if you're not trying to earn points on that cruise, use your free play and only use it until you can't play anymore. So just be mindful that you're not actually earning any points off of that free play, unless you're going to be trying for a higher level, right? Because if I've got 3,000 points already and then I go on another cruise and I get under 3,000 points, those casino marketing offers are going to reduce. So not only if I'd done the 3,000 points, I would have gotten Prime, which gives you an annual cruise that you get to choose from, which is released to you at the end of the program year. Now, the program year runs from April 1st of the current year to March 31st of the following year. And so after March 31st, it's usually about 20-25 days. Then they start releasing the free cruise certificates for your annual cruise benefit. So if I'd spent the money and got 3,000 points, I would have gotten a free ocean view or balcony on select sailings. I would have gotten my annual cruise, and then would have gotten pretty darn sweet discounted sailing offers from the casino marketing program, which would have been fantastic because I can guarantee that there probably would have been offers in there for free cruise fare for two, which is not something that I had. I previously only had free cruise fare for one plus discounted cruise fare for the second passenger. But those were still absolutely fabulous deals. But if I don't have to pay cruise fare at all, just port fees and taxes, that would have been fantastic. And then ultimately, after I started receiving those offers, what I would have done is I would have combed through all of the sailings and I would have gone ahead and made all of the reservations that I could possibly make with the offers that I was receiving. So that way I have all these sailings coming up in the future. Also, too, the more points that you have and the higher the offers you're getting, the further out the sailing dates are going to be on the offers you're receiving. So it's kind of like a win-win situation. But you're probably thinking to yourself, oh my gosh, if it's $5 per point and I'm putting in 3,000 points, like, am I really going to have to spend $15,000? Well, the answer is maybe, but hopefully not. I'm sure it's very few and far between that people are actually spending $15,000 out of their pocket to get 3,000 points. There are some people that tell me that they've actually won so much when they're gambling that their points cost them nothing. Now, I've had my points cost me as little as 96 cents, as much as $1.43. I think $2.43. And there was one time that they were a little over $3. So it can vary widely, but I've learned my lesson about hopping around on machines. I did talk to somebody who pretty much gambles for a living on the cruise ships, and they said that I should actually find a machine that I believe is paying and actually spend a lot of time there. Try and spend an hour or two consistently playing the machine instead of just hopping around from machine to machine every 5 minutes, which is what I had done on the Freedom of the Seas. And honestly, that gave me the worst return ever. When I was on the Icon, I honestly sat there at one machine for, I think, 3 hours. And that's how I got my 410 points for my $400. Now, that was actually a coin pusher slot machine, and it was so cool. So instead of actually having like the physical coin pusher machines or having like a regular slot, it was like you push the button and then the coins fell and it pushed it electronically off the screen. I don't know. I just really enjoyed that, and I hope to find that machine again on another cruise. So after I book all of those sailings that I'm talking about, then I would strategically think about, okay, well, when is going to be my next gambling session? How much am I going to have? How long do I think the current offers that I have are going to last if I go on some of the ships and I don't gamble? Or is there something that I'm trying to earn for the future? But for me, most likely, if I got to 3,000 points, I wouldn't be trying to earn anything more than that. Unless there was some magical event and I just had tons of money thrown in my lap, then maybe I would do that for the fun. I would be really hard pressed to attempt to get 3,000 points again. So personally for me, I would actually go on these sailings and not spend a dime in the casino until I got closer to the end of my booked cruises, or if I noticed that my offers started slowing down. And I'd probably save up all of my money and go again for another 3,000 points on my very last sailing. Also, just be mindful too of the program you're ending. Now, when you earn a status such as Prime, say for instance, if you earn it in February of the current year, that is actually going to last you for another year. So while your points disappear from your account on April 1st, you still get Prime status until March 31st of the following year. But if you don't hit Prime again and get your 2,500 points in that year before April 1st of the following year, then you would lose your Prime status. But again, remember, this is disconnected from the casino marketing offers. Like Prime is one thing and the casino marketing offers is another. So, say for instance, if I booked up a bunch of cruises and I got myself through the end of December of 2026, then probably December 2026, I'd save up all the money that I have and gamble on that one last cruise and see if I could hit Prime again. Okay, so let's go through the example kind of in detail. So, say for instance, I went on board in February of 2026 and I gambled enough and I got 3,000 points and I got my Prime level. And then my benefits continue through the year. I book a whole bunch of cruises. I get all these fantastic offers. And then on April 1st, 2026, my Prime status points go away. I still have Prime level, but the points balance on my Club Royale account goes to zero. So then I go on all of these cruises and I'm not gambling in the casino until I get to December. And then I'm like, okay, well, I don't have any points in my account. I'm still receiving offers and I can continue to book things out. But do I want that extra free annual cruise? And do I want to make sure that I'm continuing to receive these marketing offers in the future? So just ask yourself those questions. I probably would have set aside the money to gamble enough on that last cruise that I have booked in order to get myself back up to Prime level, to get that free annual cruise, to get the 3,000 points, to get another free ocean view or balcony on select sailings, and then also make sure that my cruise marketing offers going forward are kind of at that level. Now, sure, would it be great to have a lot more or have accumulated points across the year? Yeah, because you never know if I would have gotten to 3,000 points uh, combined or more throughout the year. But remember, again, like your casino marketing offers quality reset every time you gamble. And I prefer to do it all in one go if I don't have a ton of bankroll. But also, like, if I didn't really care if my casino marketing offers went down in quality, then I could be gambling through the year. But this is just what I would do. I would just try and do it all on my last sailing that I have booked and then hope for the best that I get those points, or at least get the 2,000. If I can't hit the 3,000 certificate, at least get the 2,000, and or hope for 25 to get the Prime status to get that one extra cruise. But honestly though, if you're getting casino marketing offers, you may or may not even care about that extra balcony or ocean view room that comes with the Prime status. But from what I have seen from other people showing the sailings that are available with the Prime status, they are much better sailings and have a lot less exclusions of sailings than you get with the casino marketing offers. So it's kind of a trade off. Like you're putting more money into it, but you're getting more quality sailings back. And if you're really looking for those Alaska sailings, the Europe sailings, the Australia, all the ones around the world, not just the Caribbean, then that's kind of the price you have to pay. But I guarantee you, when you get to the end of the day and you add up what you've spent in the casino and then you add up what you have saved on all the cruises that you booked through the marketing offer, that you will definitely be ahead. But again, it has to be something that you enjoy and something that you were wanting to do anyways. I don't recommend that you just go on these cruise ships and spend all this money gambling to try and get all these cruises just to save money. Uh, it's a great feeling for me because I love saving money, but I'm definitely not going to spend money to save money. So I want to thank you for stopping in today to watch this video, and I hope this gives you some insight into uh, some other strategies that you might want to use in the casino. So be on the lookout. I've got videos coming up. I'm going on Virgin Voyages using a casino match where I saved almost $3,000 on my cruise fare and gratuities because I got that completely waived when I did a casino match with Virgin Voyages. Make sure you check out my video. I'll link that at the end of this one so you can see how I did that. And if you like this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. And if you want to continue to see my video in your recommended feed, just make sure you hit that subscribe button because I am almost to my 1,000 subscribers. So that would be so helpful if you can help get me there. Oh, I guess Marsha's going to join us now. So Guess it's wakey wakey time. And then there's Kevin sitting in the chair there. All you can see is his big fat belly. So this has been Amy K. So if you seek Amy K, you might find her on a cruise, and sooner than later, in 10 days, I will be on Virgin Voyages, and I will be streaming if I can from the ship, and I'll be showing you the casino and all the good things that I get up to. So have a fabulous day and happy cruising, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
If you seek Amy K, find her on a cruise. Freedom is calling, she's already there. Yeah, if you seek Amy K, find her on a cruise. Dancing on